Greetings and salutations, friends. I am Numithrandor, and we pick up in the Brace of Elphael. In, of course, the Erdtree. Now, right away, we're going into a rather annoying little engagement. These guys have been a pain. We'll see if... Are you kidding me with this? Really? Not one hit? Oh, for the love of... Okay. How about now? Am I close enough to hit you any of this now? Okay. This is... Just that sound. Though it barely scratched him. Now it hits. But is it actually going to kill any of them? Well, it knocks them over nice, but I don't think I've managed to do any real damage with this. Yeah, that did nothing to all... Ugh. Oh, no, don't want to get trapped here. But if you want to come at me one-on-one, that's perfectly fine by me. Now that your armor is broken, I will smash you. Yep, and that's Scarlet Rot. The terrain isn't working to your advantage anymore, is it? I do not know how I managed to evade being hit there, but I am not complaining. So I burned literally all of my FP and all of my cerulean flasks. And I got virtually nothing for it. I'm quite thankful that you just keep whiffing over my head. Makes this a hell of a lot easier. Now, just to smash, crush, and destroy. Aye. The rotten crystal sword. Honestly, I don't think that was worth all of that trouble. And I'm going to get rid of the Estelle Storm because it's terrible. Unless you're fighting something the size of a building, apparently it won't hit anything. We'll put Rykard's Rancor back on. It actually does stuff. I've also just noticed I don't have the Gravity Sling spell. One of the most basic versions of the gravity magic. And somehow I don't have it. I'll throw on Loretta's Mastery, why not? So, at some point I'm gonna have to go looking... for Rock Sling. A number of other things that I need to get hold of before we burn the Erdtree. before we go that way, let's continue this way a little longer. A hero's rune beside a great goblet. Ah, yes, this bloody place. Gorgeous view. I suppose. I suppose my knowledge of what that liquid is and what it will do to me shortly rather colors my interpretation of the beauty of this place. And it is interesting to know that if we can manage to look all the way down into that pit, we can actually see where we'll face Millennia later on. I thought I heard something creeping up on me. And creeping is the right word. Crawling. Wretched creatures. Yet more reason for me to disdain this place. I wonder... Millennia is the source of the Scarlet Rot. The origin point of all this putrescence. Let's see if I can get out without being rotted. The answer is yes. Just barely, though. But crossing that lake right there... Yeah, there's no way I'm escaping without being rotted. And worse yet, there's a whole bunch of little pest abominations in the water over there. I call that water, but the essence of rot itself would be a more apt way to describe this. And a very significant island over yonder. But we won't be going there just now. I've got a decent amount of my flasks, and there will be a grace right after all this. So, I can be a little slower than I would normally be crossing this river. Using the Taker's cameo in conjunction with my sword, the Blasphemous Blade, allows me a little more leeway yet. And now we have a full-born pest. Ooh, no. Heal. Okay, I got lucky. And Starcaller's Cry managed to have me duck underneath that. Yeah. Normally, when I come through here, I just leg it. Back jumping. Actually faster than walking in this particular environment. Okay. I'll use a bolus just to be sure I can escape here. Because it wouldn't do for me to get all the way past that river of nonsense, only to wind up tripping and falling to my death right here. Yep, and down, all the way down there is where we'll face Melania. But for now, we still have a fair ways to go if we're going to reach it. Another reason I use the bolus is because there is a little more up this way. Including another pest to deal with. So your malignants came out even with my healing abilities. Yep. Now I could go down that way, and there is an item to lure us that way. But I'm not going there right now. We will be returning several bloody times, I don't doubt. After all, Millicent is a part of this place. And her story here has only started. And now we have a grace, which I am most gratefully going to use immediately. Because that was a toll on my resources. Because even playing it relatively safe and taking my time, I nearly lost all of my heals just making it through that river. And I had a really close call when I was fighting that pest and his minions. Now we're lower on the brace of Elphael than we have yet been. Jumping. There's nowhere to jump to except to death. So let's very carefully work our way back around here. The branches of the tree are the only things allowing us to traverse these paths, for they were never intended as paths in the first place. Now, there's quite a few items hidden in the upper reaches of this place, so we will have to go back up a bit. Looks like someone came through here. Yep, tried to jump onto that, and to be fair, that does actually kind of look like something you could jump to. And perhaps you could have, but, well, I'm afraid you didn't quite make it, my friend. Alright. There's a pest far below us. I think I can land on something here. I'll try aiming with a beam. See if I can't. Okay, we made it. Okay, now. kill them all. And then quickly open this. Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. Going to need that for when we're fighting Melania. Definitely going to need that. Because that is the largest physical defense increase you can get in this game. At least, best you can get from a talisman, I believe. I'm reluctant to drop down for fear of missing something else up here in the rafters. And of being murdered by the pests. Because there are several of them. Nope. All of you die. Bloody hell, okay. Okay, there's two of you. That's enough reason for me to Star Caller again. Because you do way too much damage for me to try and deal with you one-on-one. Or, God forbid, multiple of you at once. Ugh. Now, I could use this to escape the pests, but no, unfortunately there are too many valuables yet hidden in this area. And I'm afraid there's far too many pests left to kill. I remember you. Please drop your armor. Ooh, and he actually did drop something. Yeah, but the Knight's Greatsword, meh. Let us double check this side. Thank you for coming off alone. Okay. I don't mind blasting you with Star Callers either. All of you things annoy me to no end. And you manage to heal. Really annoying of you to bloody heal back to full health. Okay, let's not get... Oh, just a little too far, eh? Traded ya. Not what I wanted. Got your greaves. That's something, I guess. No. I know you're in the graveyard and all, but... honestly... I do feel a little bad about murdering these guys in the graveyard. Invading the Erdtree on the whole has been something of a... unconscionable maneuver on my part, but... to be fair... virtually everything is rotted or dying in the lands between. And unfortunately, if I'm going to usher in the new age, I'm going to have to get rid of quite a bit of rot. And unfortunately, Melania is chief among those at the moment for rotting. Nope, not letting you get away. But I definitely do not need multiple knights dogpiling me. That would be unacceptable. Now then. Great bow. Not gonna help you much, I'm afraid. Not when we're in melee range. And thank you! Thank you for giving me the Erdtree Knight armor. I'm pretty sure I got the gauntlets a little while back, too. And we picked up the helmet, too. Nicola's Lilies. I would expect to find plenty of these here. I mean, this is Nicola's domain. His palace, in a way. Huh. Oh. Going to be a cheeky git and snipe me, are you? Oh, coming down, thank you. I was worried that I would have to escape with you sniping at me as I tried to work my way around to the far side to deal with you. But you were nice enough to come down for me. How very generous of you. And there's another one of you. Not just a regular foot slogger. As regular as anything in the Erdtree can be, I guess. Smithing Stone 7 you just dropped. Yep, sorry, but, your shield, great though it may be, is not going to stop. Not gonna stop Radahn's twin swords. I am looking forward to Shadow of the Erdtree, and I'm hesitant to plus 10 any weapon. Any somber weapon to plus 10, any normal to plus 25. I'm reluctant to do that for anything other than the Dark Moon Greatsword. The Dark Moon stands as one of my favorites in the game, and a personal favorite for its connection to Ranni. So it was basically a given that I would give it one of the very few somber ancient dragon smithing stones. Anything else, though, including these twinned swords, not so sure about the expenditure. Nope, not getting away. And I got lucky there. Oh, and got the Pest's Glaive, finally. Not sure whether I had one of those or not. Oh, and to get right around the tree. Bad idea. You took far too long to rear up that swing, I'm afraid. Okay, now we're in for it, because there's lots of them. Let's try and go for everyone in this area at once. Okay, that worked out. Let's recharge our FP. And now we're in for a real cluster of nonsense down here. Let's just be doubly sure we've got everything over this way. Because if I wind up dying down there, it's going to be a miserable job getting back. Okay, right in. Oh no. Okay. There's way more of you than I would like still alive. Okay. New Men's Rune. Valuable to be sure, but, need to kill all of you things. No exceptions. Nope. Not dealing with you. Wasteful to be using the Starcaller's Cry like this, but, screw it. I'm not fighting these things fair. And Ghost Glovewort Picker's Bell Bearing 3. I can now get an infinite supply of Ghost Gloveworts, 1 through 9, I believe. The rarer 10 is still going to be unobtainable in large quantities at any rate. Same thing, of course, with the Ancient Somber and normal Ancient Dragon smithing stones. Those are still going to be exceedingly hard to come by. I'm certain there will be more in the DLC. How many more, however, is unknown. Which is why I'm saving as many as I can. As I don't know how many we'll get and how many we'll need. After all, there's going to be many, many, many new weapons to have fun with in Shadow of the Erdtree. But we have an Ionian flower. And the traveler's clothes. Very similar to Millicent's attire. And on the note of Millicent, I'm going to go and seek her out. I know that Millicent spoke concerning the Halig Tree and her desire to come hither to see Melania. Regardless of what her true relation to Melania might be. And like that, we've opened the path back to the beginning of the Brace of Elphael. Now then, let us go back to the prayer room. There's one of two things is going on with Millicent. Either she'll be here now that I've reached further in. That is not the case. So that means that I have yet to fulfill a specific portion of her story quest. Let's wait till morning. I don't feel like running about in the night at the moment. Alright. So next, well, we have to advance her story a little further. She might be here at the Erdtree Gazing Hill. Or I might have to go further into the consecrated snowfield. Or to be more precise, the mountaintop of the giants. I don't think I have to slay the fire giant to advance her questline. But I might be mistaken. This was where we met her once before. but it would seem that she is not here. Let's look around a smidge more. The Lux Ruins. They are right next to the Grace, but... not sure how much I've truly explored this place. No, it does not seem that she's here. Well, let's examine the ruins a little bit while we are here. We seem to go back further this way. Michaela's Lily. Looks like there's more on top of the cliff. On top of the cliff, I say, as I fall to the bottom of it. Demi-humans. Lightning-proof dried liver. A Trina's Lily. Okay. Let us go to the next place that I recall. Namely the Windmill Village. And if she's not there... Alas, she's not here either. Well, this is annoying. I could have sworn I'd given her the prosthesis. We'll try, just for the sake of argument, looking in the prayer room again. And if she's not here, then I'm going to have to look up what I'm missing. Because I'd rather not make you guys just watch as I fumble around this place for a while. Okay. Oh, excuse me for a minute while I go and try to figure out what step I'm missing to get Millicent here. Back in a moment. So, we're back. It turns out I didn't have to look all that far, as I found Millicent here at the ancient Snow Valley ruins site of Grace. So I was kind of right, with the idea that I'd have to go back to the mountaintops of the Giants. I simply had the wrong idea as to how far back and what I would be doing to do this. Because for a second there, I was half convinced that I had to kill the fire giant to progress this, but that didn't seem right to me, and now I know why. It's because I just haven't spoken to Millicent here. Hello, Millicent. It's been far too long.
I'm searching for a fort to the north of the ruins. I heard the master of the fort was given a medallion that allowed him to visit the Erdtree. Indeed, I believe that is where Melania will be found. The Erdtree is hidden somewhere in these northern lands.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I've been to the fort you speak of and slain the commander. He had half of the necessary medallion. I must imagine just how terrible that would be. You're given the key to access heaven, or as close as the Albinorics get to heaven, but you only have half of said key, with no ability to use it for yourself or for anyone else. How miserable must that be for the poor commander, to have in his hands half of the answer. Well, I now have the full medallion, and I have visited the Erdtree.
I'm searching for a fort to the north of the ruins.
Okay. Let's see what happens if I rest. Alright. Now, I suppose, she picks up elsewhere. Has she made it to the prayer room now, I wonder? I hope so, but I'd rather not have to go elsewhere, looking where to pick up her story. Ah, excellent. We meet again, Millicent, and we are closer now than ever to your objective.
Again we meet. I can only surmise our purposes are aligned. In which case, allow me to explain myself. I am of Melania's blood, but in what capacity I know not. I could be sister, daughter, or an offshoot. Whatever the case, though, I am certain of a kinship between us.
My guess would be that you are a daughter of Melania, in a manner of speaking, at least. Whether you were conceived in the traditional fashion, somewhat skeptical. You were found in the swamp of Ionia, found by Sage Gallery. I know not whether he found you as you now are, or he found you as a babe, an infant in the swamp. I don't know. He refused to tell me. So you may very well have been a daughter of Melania, trained to wield the sword by her herself. And perhaps you went with her to battle Radahn, and fell alongside Melania during that battle and were consumed in the rot that she unleashed. Or it could be you were literally born of that rot. I don't know which it is, frankly. And I wish I could help you with that knowledge, but I do not possess it.
There is something I must return to Melania. The will that was once her own. The dignity. The sense of self that allowed her to resist the call of the Scarlet Rot. The pride she abandoned to meet Radahn's measure. There is something I must return to Melania. The will that was once her own. The dignity. The sense of self that allowed her to resist the call of the Scarlet Rot.
Indeed. That was a dire loss for all in the lands between. Melania brought ruin to Radon, and destroyed the realm of Caelid in its entirety in doing so. Let us see if Sage Gallery has anything more to say concerning Millicent, now that she is so close to Melania, has come so near to fulfilling her destiny, whether that be as Gallery would have it or not. Long load time, but to be fair, I am jumping from literally one end of the world to the other. Alright. No need to waste my time with you lot. Though I will slaughter any that get in my way. Cheeky little blighters, wasting my time. Hail, Sage Gallery. What have you to say, now that Millicent is prepped to meet Melania?
Ah, welcome, welcome. How may I help?
Millicent spoke to me concerning the mystery of her origin. What can you tell me?
Oh, Millicent. Finding herself, is she? The words of a true innocent, the dear girl. Well, perhaps this is just as it should be. Little Millicent following in the steps of her mother, no matter what. This is their fate, after all.
And what precisely do you mean by that, Gallery?
Do you need me for something else?
Apparently, I cannot coax any more out of you. So for now, we will leave you be. There is a much less pleasant matter to attend to now. I am going after the rotted tree spirit that is in that little island that we spotted earlier. And this is going to be a decidedly unpleasant engagement. No matter how I try to handle this one, it's going to be painful. If for no other reason than for the fact that the majority of the arena is a pit of scarlet rot. And we will have to deal with this pest on the way. Lock-on is failing me again. And I've lost a flask before I've even reached my destination. And all the way down there is Melania. Come out, creature. No, you're not going to be nice about this, are you? You are going to force me to drop down into the pit. Well, I know what you're on about. And at least I can bid a hasty exit. That's not enough dab. Okay. Did you just one-shot me, essentially? Yeah, this is going to be painful. And I have to be rid of this creature if I am to have any further dealings with Millicent. Wonderful. Come on. And the pest will live up to his name again. Okay. Let's try and keep the fight as long range as I can make it this time. Because there is absolutely no upside to fighting this thing in melee. As we just saw. It will flat out murder me for trying. Let's see how it likes being burned. It doesn't seem to care much. Ooh, actually, that's doing pretty good now that it's got going. Come on. Nope. No, 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 no. It's still alive. Okay. Rykard's Rancor is coming in rather handy. Far more than I was initially thinking it would. Ay ay. Well, that's at least one gargantuan pain dealt with. And now we have our choice to make. Will I endeavor to aid Millicent? Or will I do as Gallery would have me do? For the moment, I'm going to retreat. I'm going to have to stop at a grace to recover my flasks and my FP. So, I'm going to speak with Gallery once again. Perhaps now that I've defeated the foul spirit in the pool, Gallery will converse with me. We shall see. And I must say, I do outright hate the fact that I can't actually just have any sight of grace anywhere closer to this guy. So that I always have to make a lengthy trip whenever I want to see him. What ails you, Sage?
Oh, I didn't notice you there. Welcome. How may I help you? My apologies, though. You hardly needed to see me like that.
I have already learned all that you have to teach. Why are you crying?
Oh, it's just... I realized that I'd soon be saying my goodbyes to Millicent, and my eyes began to well. She is to meet them very soon, her sisters, and when she does, she'll be defeated, surely, and begin to flower.
What do you mean? She will become a flower? The same way that Melania did when she brought ruin to all of Caelid? Are you saying that will happen to Millicent?
Which is why, if you happen to be present for the girl's fight with her sisters, I ask that you side with the sisters and kill Millicent. It must be done by your hand, no other. Millicent trusts you, rather deeply in fact. Sever that trust. Nurtured by betrayal, her bud will flower most vividly. When Melania ascends to godhood, Millicent too shall be reborn as a scarlet Valkyrie.
You ask me to betray Millicent, to foully murder her so that she can become what? This Scarlet Valkyrie that you envision? No.
You can't tell me you don't wish to see it. The superior bud that is Millicent becoming the finest of flowers. I beg of you, kill her with your own two hands. You can't tell me you don't wish to see it. The superior bud that is Millicent becoming the finest of flowers. I beg of you, kill her with your own two hands.
When I return, you will die. Foul creature, you have my word on that. And this is yet another tragedy. I would preserve as many as I can in the lands between. And with Ronnie gone, I had hoped to take Millicent for a mortal bride. Perhaps I could have found a way where all the gods failed and bring an end to the rot, granting her peace of body and of mind. Such was my desire. But such, alas, is not to be her fate. Of course, you are going to be a bastard about this. I have much bigger matters than you, filthy creature. Back. Back to tragedy. Yes, it would have been quite the lovely dream. Lifting Millicent above her affliction, curing her of it, and ruling as Elden Lord with her at my side, whilst Rani is off in the cosmos. That would have been an ideal dream, assuming, of course, that Rani was not able to return in a fleshly form. That, of course, would change matters. But that would perhaps be wishful thinking. You have a lot of health. Ooh. Pest sorceries. Ooh, damn it all, Millicent's dying. No. And I did too little. Okay. For one-on-one, the Moonlight Sword does fine, but looks like I'm going to need AoE. I'm going to need the Star Scourge swords again. Forgive me for that bungling of things, Millicent. I return presently, and hopefully this time I'll be of more use to you. I will not let you have her. Oh, where did you come from? Okay. I do not appreciate being murdered by you. Damn it. And there's only one left. Ooh, but she's hurting Millicent pretty good. Looks like Millicent killed the last one, but I get the decided impression that I failed that. Yes, I did. Let's try that again. The Starcaller's cry certainly does have the desired effect, but the wind-up was just a little too long. I will not allow you to murder Millicent and turn her into Gowry's flower. Yes, just howling forever. Over and over again, kind of actually sums up my feelings about how this is going. We are victorious, and Millicent seems to be in good health yet. But alas, what seems to be and what is are two different things. Rotten winged sword insignia. A talisman depicting a raised prosthetic blade. An honor bestowed upon the Valkyries who served the goddess of rot. Greatly raises attack power with successive attacks. The four sisters were born in the swamp of Ionia, and came to the Erdtree under the aegis of Gowry, and yet those buds were doomed to never blossom. There is a light here that was not there before. Millicent.
Oh. Hello. Thank you for lending your hand. Without your help, I could not have defeated that quartet. I feel as if I've been in your debt from beginning to end. Thank you. With your help, I was able to live as my own person. If only in passing. But this is where things end. I paused to even tell you, but I took out the needle myself. Tell whoever put you up to this that if I am to flower into something other than myself, I would rather rot into nothingness as I am.
Millicent.
Please, let me pass alone. The scarlet rot writhes now, worse than ever. Soon, I won't be more than a mound of flesh, curse-laden. Untouchable. I wouldn't want such a thing to bring you harm. Please, let me pass alone. The scarlet rot writhes now, worse than ever. Soon, I won't be more than a mound of flesh, curse-laden. Untouchable. I wouldn't want such a thing to bring you harm.
What a cruel fate this is. I don't believe that I will leave you to that. Not to die alone as a curse-laden thing. Well. I see. I am not permitted to bring her suffering to an end.
Please, let me pass alone. The scarlet rot writhes now, worse than ever. Soon, I won't be more than a mound of flesh, curse-laden. Untouchable. I wouldn't want such a thing to bring you harm.
Would that I could spare you that fate, but I am denied. Fate is cruel. And now, I shall carry out my vengeance on Gallery as I promised. A cruel end for Millicent. And I'm denied even the choice to spare her some of that pain. She need not have died alone. Need not have become rot incarnate. At the least, I shall have my revenge upon Gallery. And I will relish watching him die.
Millicent, my daughter, why would you take out the needle? You were so close, so very close, to becoming the fairest of all flowers. Would you disown us, too, as your mother did? We, children of the scarlet rot.
As you deserve.
Millicent, Melania, do you detest us so utterly? Millicent, Melania, do you detest us so utterly?
They do indeed. As do I. Good riddance. And on that note, I end today's episode. We have said farewell to Millicent. Now I say farewell also. Have a good day.